up, guys? Welcome to the Sprint. I hope your Monday is going really well so far. Whether you're having a good afternoon or great evening, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to pause from the heavy news cycle and just join us with the talkable stories, the stories that are showing the good in our community, and some of those stories that leave you scratching your head. We also highlight certain stories that, even though it started from a bad situation, it results in a better outcome or a positive ending, even no matter how awful it did start off. For example, today's story is a bit disturbing. I want to warn everybody out there, but again, it showcases that, there is good in our community, one, and two, there are people who stepped in to save additional lives because somebody's awful act. Okay, so if you're looking at your screen right now, again, just viewer discretion is wise. I want everybody to know, if you're looking at your screen, this particular image right here, you see that there's a glow on a parking lot. That, unfortunately, is a cat. And unfortunately, this is a story where some, body did something very, very awful and evil and set this cat on fire. Well, as devastating as that is, because police are investigating, get this, they were able to rescue several other animals that was in that household. So again, we're going to get into that story later on in the show. Again, it's a very, very sad situation, and I just absolutely hate so much when people do stupid stuff like that. But again, seeing the positive ending that happened on the back end, that again rescued more animal lives. That just right there is a blessing in itself. So again, it's all some crazy stuff that happens around our world, but sometimes the better outcome happens afterwards. So we're going to get into that later. But first and foremost, this one right here, actually, I saw this online yesterday. This was going viral. And if you guys haven't seen it, you're going to be like, whoa, that is definitely not supposed to happen. This was a rodeo situation where a bull actually jumped over the fence into the audience. Okay, so officials said that this incident happened shortly before 10 p.m. at the 84 Sisters Rodeo. You're going to look right here. Check this out. Right there. What kind of stuff is that? That is terrifying. Okay, so it's a popular event that draws many of the nation's top cowboys and thousands of spectators. The bull escaped from the Sister Rodeo arena, striking and injuring 3 people while it ran through the rodeo grounds. The bulls was eventually captured and taken home Saturday night. Rodeo officials say that all of the injured attendees have returned home from the hospital. So yeah, a very, very crazy sight to see. I think that probably would have been my very last rodeo that I would have ever went to. But the simple fact of the matter, this joker said, forget this, I am out, up and over I go. That is something that you do not see every day in that kind of situation. And thank God nobody was seriously hurt. But yeah, it's one of those stories that definitely rocked a lot of people seeing it online, understandably so. We got some good to showcase in our community going on right here on a local level. A new ice cream shop in Lynchburg making a big difference by employing people with special needs, okay? You like some ice cream, you like giving back, this is the story for you. Check it out. Founder of Craveables, Taylor Perkins, has been a special education teacher at the high school level for several years, but wanted to help more. At Craveables, employees have the opportunity to learn job skills through positions and business sets like greeting customers, working the cash register, taking orders, making the ice cream, and cleaning tables.
And so I decided, let's open up something that the community can come into. They can see all of their amazing abilities while we have support staff alongside them to support them.
She says that many people with cognitive disabilities struggle to find a job because they may need additional support that many businesses cannot provide. However, Craveables want to flip that narrative. And so far, it's been a hit. Craveables' new store opened this weekend and brought in hundreds of people. I absolutely love the story because, again, it showcases the opportunities are endless for anybody, no matter what your circumstances is, no matter what your limitations are. So shout out to Ms. Perkins, doing it big, making a difference in our community and giving people who have special needs an ability to feel or see that sense of normalcy right then and there in the community. We also got a cool story coming out right here. Check this out. A hobby has since turned into a lifetime of memories for an autograph collector in Tennessee. 92-year-old Gene Tipton made a hobby of collecting autographs more than 80 years ago, and now he has nearly 1,000 of them. Growing up, Gene says that he had trouble speaking, so he chose to express himself by writing. And during the 1940s and 50s, he started reaching out to movie stars, musicians, and radio performers. Part of his collection is on display at the Brookdale Colonial Heights, where he lives.
We have some, that have the hobbies of sewing and quilts that they've made, but not a collection like this. He doesn't think he's an amazing person, but to me he is. And if I'm having a bad day, he's who I want to go talk to.
Gene says that he will keep on sending letters and that he has his eyes set on country music star Carrie Underwood. I hope and pray she sees this. I know Sprint's not really watched all over the place, but if she just randomly watched the Sprint, this is me basically asking her, please help old Gene out. Give him his autograph that he needs, because again, this collection is awesome. It is very impressive, and it's cool that he's able to continue his dreams and passion at the age of 92. Shout out to him, man. That's a lot of history going on right there in that collection. Okay, moving on down the road, man. Caitlin Clark, always a good talker right here. WNBA rookie sensation, Caitlin Clark. Some sad news for a lot of people. People are disappointed by this. Hey, she's not headed to Paris this summer. Clark confirmed yesterday that she will not be part of the Olympic team this year. She said the Team USA basketball leaders called her and let her know personally.
Honestly, no disappointment. I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there.
Yeah, so Clark was the WNBA's overall #1 pick back in April. The formal announcement of who will play for Team USA has not been announced yet. Their first game in Paris is set for July 29th against Japan. Again, David Portnoy, he's over at Barstool Sports. He loves him some Caitlin Clark. He's been following this, and he was just like, that is the dumbest stuff I've ever seen, not putting her on the team. And Caitlin, my thing is with her is that she's so humble. I love her to death, even though she's dealing with all of the aggression that she's dealing with right now. I'm sorry. She is a gifted person. She's a gifted player. And the fact of the matter is that she is going to make waves no matter where she's going to go. And the fact that she was able to look at this, I think I saw somewhere where she texted one of her coaches right away saying that they just woke a monster, meaning that she is willing to take that challenge on and is expected to make the team in the 4 years. So shout out to Caitlin Clark. Always showing the haters, just be quiet for a second. Caitlin's just doing her thing, and I love it, man. That joker is always inspiration. Anytime I see her positivity and just her peacefulness, and then when she gets on the court, she's even more of a very good show to watch, because she knows how to play. I love it. Let's get to our weather, man. Our forecast right now, meteorologist Chris Michaels in the building with what's going down on our Monday.
Happy Monday, guys. Most of today is pretty pleasant, especially with the low humidity. Can't rule out a stray showers. We've got this disturbance. It's going to be a few thousand feet above us. So most of the day is dry. Most of the area is dry. Just something that we may be keeping an eye on. Low humidity through at least tomorrow. Then the heat really picks up Thursday through at least Father's Day.
Thank you so much, Chris. Coming up after the break, we're going over some more stuff. For example, everybody who was freaking out about those Juro spiders, those big yellow-looking things, look kind of gross and scary. Yeah, you remember how we were first talking about how they were flying all over the place and making their way to the East Coast? Well, we got some news for you that may make you feel a little bit, less anxiety. I don't know. I still just I'm fooled with spiders. But anyways, an update on that. And also, again, we're talking about this story right here. If you're watching, again, disturbing video footage of a cat, unfortunately, set on fire. But this action led to the saving of several other animals due to the great work of our law enforcement. So we're getting into that and so much more coming your way after the break on The Sprint. Do not go anywhere. WSLS.com. Welcome back to The Sprint, guys. Let's get right into it. Again, a lot of us have been kind of a little paranoid about the Juro spider because they released this big thing saying that they were hitting the East Coast. But again, experts are saying you have nothing to fear. Check this out. It's the big nasty looking thing right here. Large, brightly colored bug is from Asia, but has been in the U.S. for years, with most sightings in Georgia and the Carolinas. While they have not reached Virginia just yet, we're told that they will eventually move north. Experts say that they don't pose any real risk to humans and pets, except for maybe some itching and irritation if bitten. But they say that they're very quiet, very peaceful, telling people don't worry about the spiders, and what you really need to worry about is mosquitoes and ticks. Again, we also learned that one of the biggest misconceptions is that they fly. Well, in reality, it's not that they themselves fly. It's their babies that uses their webs to parachute off, like the like silk travel in the wind. It's kind of like off of Charlotte Web. You saw the little babies floating away. Either way, I thought to myself when I first saw this, I was just like, ain't no way in the world this big thing is flying because of a spider web. But it makes me feel happy that that is not the case, because can you imagine one of them things flying and landing on you? Like, no, I don't care how quiet you are. I don't care what you're dealing with. No, ma'am, this is not something that anybody would like to see. And I was talking about, growing up in Arkansas, I remember one of these bad boys used to always, every summer, or yeah, around this time of year, it would always go to one of our little stick bushes and just chill there. And we never touched it. We never went out there. It was interesting to watch because it would catch food and we would see that whole process go down and stuff. But still, not something that I ever want to see in person, like as far as being able to touch it or be outside anywhere near it. So yeah, if you do see that, make sure you take precaution, AKA get that repellent out, in my opinion. Anyways, let's get to this story. Again, guys, it is a very disturbing case of animal cruelty in Texas. Police are looking for 2 juveniles. They say they set a kitten on fire. They got the accident or the whole incident caught on camera. And again, it's very, very disturbing. So I want people to understand that we're not going to play the video itself of a cat being caught on fire. You see just a little screen grab of the aftermath of what happened. But again, the positive spin comes at the end of the story, and you'll hear for yourself. Check it out.
The image of a kitten engulfed in flames running down Drifting Woods Drive, so disturbing, we're not showing you the full video. In another video, you can hear people laughing as the feline runs for its life.
I heard laughing. I thought it was like they were having like a party outside or something.
But when Arlette Garcia and her friend walked outside, they realized it was more like a party of depravity.
It was just like the meowing. That's how I figured out it was a cat.
The suspects apparently amused as the kitten burns alive in a fire Precinct 1 Constable's deputies believe the suspects started.
The video was terrible. I mean, that cat burned for a while and suffered greatly.
Garcia says her friend dumped water on the flames, and when that didn't work, tried patting them out with clumps of grass.
I just felt bad. I was crying.
The suspects, who deputies believe are between the ages of 10 and 15, seemingly undisturbed by the sick scene and unwilling to take responsibility.
She was just like, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it was the other guy, and this and that. And then she just went inside with the dog, like, while the cat was still on fire.
You can see the suspect's dog running after the cat in this video. Then today, acting on a tip, deputies serve a search warrant at this house with the SPCA and find a bunch of other animals. 2 dogs, 7 puppies, and another cat.
No shelter, no water, no food.
All will need medical attention. As for the kitten in the video, deputies rushed it to a vet, but there was no saving it.
I mean, I've seen people behead animals. I've seen a lot of different things. I have not seen a lot of animals set afire.
It's something Garcia wishes she hadn't seen.
Who thinks of stuff like that, like, for real, and then laughing, like.
Yeah, so thank God that she was able to step in and help when she could. Again, if you see something, do something if you can save a situation. But also, like I mentioned, the positive spin on this is that the rest of those babies, those puppies that you saw right there, they themselves got rescued, malnourished, probably going through all type of crazy stuff. And again, to prevent anything weird from happening to them. I think that was just a win-win, and I pray to God that they find those juveniles, because again, this is one of those situations where if you could do that to a cat, what can you do to a human? I always look at people who have no heart to where they can do that to an animal. I don't trust them around people. I don't trust them around kids. I don't trust them around the elderly. And honestly, I don't trust them around themselves because, again, there's some type of disconnect that's happening that you think is funny to set a cat, go out your way to set a cat on fire. What would you have done with these puppies just to entertain yourself, So let's get to Jazzy Jazz. Jazz, again, awful news story, but it had a positive spin where they were able to rescue those additional animals and put them in a home that I'm pretty sure are going to be very deserving of, good attention.
Yes, I'm glad that was a positive that came from it, but it is still really upsetting to hear and just witness something like that, and just see the video itself. Well, we didn't watch the video, but just the news story itself is incredibly sad. Because like you said, I mean, the kittens were just 6 weeks old, and the fact that they found humor in it, is just deeply disturbing and very unsettling because a lot of serial killers and things of that nature, they do start out with animals. So I do really hope they find the juveniles and put an end to it. I just can't imagine why someone would go out their way to do something like that. And just breaks my heart to hear that there are people like that in this world that are just cool enough to find amusement in animals' distress. So I do really hope that they are able to find the juveniles and hopefully prevent them from doing anything far worse. But it's deeply disturbing. And just for coming from someone that has a little pet, because I'm a dog mom myself, and they're like part of the family.
Yeah.
So I just can't wrap my head around why someone would want to harm just a defenseless animal like that.
Yeah.
But it goes to show you that you never really know what a person is capable of.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad that there was some sort of awareness brought to it, but I do hope that there's some justice served in this case.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad that something came out of it that was positive as far as rescuing the animals that have been just deeply neglected. So I'm glad that you get homes and be happy to have the ability to be nourished back to health with love.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I hate hearing stuff like this and just seeing how cruel people can be in general. It's deeply upsetting.
And because they were so young, 10 to 15 years old, I just pray that they get help. They get the help that they need right away. And I hope having this blasted out everywhere kind of triggers them not only to turn themselves in to do the right thing, but have a change of heart and realize that I need to correct the path that I'm on right now, because that's just inexcusable,
Oh, absolutely. I'm fully on board with you on that. I really do hope that this experience helps them turn around whatever path they're going down. And I hope it makes them correct themselves and also just correct their hearts. But if you have that much, like your heart is blocked that much from basic empathy, then there's some work that you need to do within yourself. Because there's no reason why there should be that disconnect as far as why you're lacking in something like that. Like a little animal, just senseless animal, just 6 weeks old, and you're finding humor in their pain.
Yep.
So I definitely there's a disconnect there. And like you said, I hope that this whole situation allows them to reverse that path they're going down.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Jazz, what would you do if you went to a rodeo show, and then out of nowhere, a bull jumps into the audience? What would be your first reaction?
I'm gone.
Yeah.
My first reaction is trying to find the exit door.
I love it.
What about you?
Oh, girl. No, ma'am. I honestly would just be in shock for a second, but I think a lot of people were looking at that like, is it coming our way? No, it's not going to jump. Oh, snap, it just jumped, so.
I would definitely be in shock. I don't think I would know how to react. I think that
Yes.
would certainly take me off guard, but my follow-up reaction after that is looking for the exit.
Yeah.
That is too much.
Amen.
I came for a nice show, not for something that's right in my face.
Oh, yeah, cuz said 3D. Yes. All right, Jazz, you have a good one, girlie.
All right, you too.
Bye. Yeah, guys, no, some crazy news stories for you right there. But again, we always like kind of bringing you guys, taking a step back from that heavy news cycle, the stories that you're going to see everywhere all the time in the 90s and the noon on national TV and all that stuff. Here, like I said, we take a step back and we just kind of look at all the good stuff that are happening in our community, the stories that'll make people smile, keep people talking, and have conversations. And again, stories that bring awareness to some of the issues that we are dealing with on a daily basis. For example, animal cruelty, seeing what happened, but also realizing that, okay, there are good people out there that can notify people like, hey, this is wrong. Let's step in. Let's try to freaking help. Or also, this investigation led to the rescue of several animals. I just feel like that's a blessing. So, unfortunately, again, rest in peace to the little kitten that suffered at the hands of these immature little juveniles. And then, like I said, I just hope and pray that kind of encourages other people to always choose the right path. Make the right decision and just be smart about whatever your actions are, because, again, they can impact somebody else. You never know what'll happen. Either way, thanks so much for joining us today on our Monday edition of The Sprint. Sorry for dropping a heavy story on y'all today. Hopefully tomorrow we can talk about something crazy and viral, but we'll get to that tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening on The Sprint at WSLS.com.